Family, what's good? You know, this is part two of the piece I was doing about the young man that was venting at me the other day about how his elders had failed him. Okay, and if you didn't catch that video, watch it before you watch this one. What I was doing was I was giving him, or people in his age group, a little bit of information on how I made it through to where I can, be a senior citizen and be relatively healthy and relatively comfortable as a black man, which is saying a lot in this country. Especially, I'm talking about a lower middle class black man, not some rich guy, a regular common dude that worked common everyday jobs. And in my last video, I told people, I worked for 50 years, 52 years or something like that. And, no, 53 actually, 53 years. And I'm still working. Now, a lot of that work was very hard, very laborious work that I wouldn't wish on any fucking body. It was in a paper mill, 20 years straight. Then I did retail, 15 straight. Then I worked in school districts from 2007 to present. Then I worked community centers for like 30 years, off and on. But I never quit, and I outlasted every fucking thing that could have happened to me along the way, and that was the point of that first video. Now, what I would advise also for tip number 3, for, middle-aged black people, they're not, not middle-aged. When I say middle-aged for black people, I'm talking 35 to say 45, 50 years old. Get married. Get fucking married. Stop fucking around, talking about coming up with reasons to not do it. Get married. The benefits, to me, outweigh the fucking outweigh anything else. People say they've been in long-term relationships for a long time. Why do they need a piece of paper to prove they love and all this? Marriage ain't nothing but a piece of paper, this, that, and the other thing. Fuck, a dollar bill ain't nothing but a piece of paper. But you can buy shit with it. An insurance policy, which more I'll talk about later, is a piece of paper, but it protects you. You know what I mean? The fucking U.S. Constitution ain't nothing but a goddamn piece of paper. Sometimes it protects you and sometimes it don't. But you get what I'm saying. It's more than just a fucking piece of paper. It's a document that protects you and solidifies you and your life partner with some protection and some benefits that you don't get if you ain't married. And as a black person, I don't know if there are statistics to back this up, but I would almost guarantee that you will live longer as a married couple than you will trying to do it by yourself, especially as you get older. I have so many black men, and women for that matter, who died alone and single because they couldn't put aside all of these stupid notions about marriage and about other people. They couldn't put that shit aside long enough to see the benefits of being, in a lifelong partnership with somebody. For one thing, you double your income. For another thing, if you smart and if you compromise and if you do the right thing, and if you're mature enough to handle it, you'll never have to be alone. You don't never have to be alone. Whatever you face with somebody. On the business side of things, it's easier to get loans, easier to start businesses. It's just easier when you're married because the lending institutions see you as being more stable. You know what I mean? As far as intimacy goes and sex goes, shit ain't nothing like having sex with somebody you know and love. And keep it real, keep it 100. Sex ain't gonna get but so good. I don't give a fuck who it is. So why risk everything you got just for a few minutes of pleasure with some strange ass broad or nigga? No, just stay home. Stay home, because by the time you're 45, 50 years old, if you don't have any kind of life, then sex is just sex. I mean, it's good for the moment, but it don't keep the lights on. So, stay home, have sex with your wife or your husband, and let that be that. You know what I mean? That takes care of that. That is another good reason to be married, though, isn't it? An in-house lover that's going to always be there, and somebody that cares about you. So yeah, get married. You will live longer. You absolutely will. Somebody that take you to the doctor. Somebody can take care of you when you can't take care of your fucking self. Somebody that'll wipe your ass for you when you can't wipe your ass your own self. Because that could happen, For a black person, 40, 45, 50, I've seen people my mom had a stroke at about 50. By the time my mother was my age, she was incapacitated. We had to take care of her. By the time she was my age. You dig me? So you ain't got the years to waste. Get with somebody, pair up with somebody, rebuild a black family. Don't do nothing stupid though. And okay, say for example, you not married and you're a man. And you wanna simplify your life. The worst thing you could do is go out and make a baby. I just said sidebar. The worst thing a black man could do, or a black man could do, I'm gonna just stick with black men on this topic. Don't go out and have no babies. By the time you 35, you should be done making kids. Because if you're not married to that woman that you make that child with, you have an obligation to take care of a baby till that baby reach adulthood, and then you're going to be paying child support all the way up to your 50s, just like I did. Yep. But you're going to be all the way up into your 60s. You dig me? You make a baby at 30, that's 48 when you finish, 18, and 50 whatever if they continue through college. That's what happened to me. Now, I ain't saying that was a bad thing, because me and my daughter get along great. But what I'm saying is, if you try to simplify your life, black man, and you 40, 45 years old, 30, 35, 40 years old, try not to make no more kids. Try to take care of the ones you already got. And if you ain't got any children, look for somebody to marry before you have babies. I say that too for women. After you 30, 35, 40 years old, try not to get pregnant. Try not to get pregnant. Unless you're married and you really want a child. For one thing, you'll have to raise a child by yourself. And depend on somebody to, do the right thing and pay their child support. But when two people, 28, 30, 35 years old, get together, get married, have a baby, that baby has a much, 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 much greater chance of success in life. Like I said before, go through the struggle. Once you get through the struggle, understand where you're at in life and what you really, really need. Try to outlive your problems. By that I mean take better care of yourself. Exercise a little bit, eat right. Try to outlive your problems. Because you can reverse diabetes. Try to outlive your problems and your stresses. Third thing is get married. Get married. We gotta rebuild this black family, people. There's so many, the benefit outweigh the risk. Get married. Fourth thing, this gonna sound fucked up, but get insurance. Get insurance. When you 35 or 40 years old and you black, 2/3 of your life is already over. 2/3 of your life already over. Get insurance. Get a cheap policy now. Get a policy on your job. Don't throw all that shit in the garbage thinking you're going to live forever, because the shit going to come up when you least expect it. Now, when you 30, 35, 40 years old and you don't let yourself get overweight or you got all kinds of illnesses creeping up on you, they ain't going to do nothing but get worse. And when at some point, you're going to need insurance. You're going to need insurance. You get older, generally speaking, you outlast a lot of things in your body, like your teeth, for example. By the time you're 45, 50, 55 years old, you done had some teeth pulled. And it just goes on. And you're going to need insurance. If you get ill with a major illness, something really bad happens to you, you need, some cancer surgery or some open heart surgery or something like that, you're going to need to carry some insurance. And then when you die, you're going to need some final expense insurance. You're going to need insurance. So stop throwing all the fucking junk mail away and keep one of the two of them and read it. Sign up for whatever insurance they got at work so that you got a little something to take care of you when you can't take care of yourself, should you not make it to Social Security. And black people, they're betting on you not making it to Social Security. So those are the things that I would recommend. And I would tell a black person that's struggling through, adulthood, trying to get to retirement. And a lot of times I see, young people in their mid-30s and 40s starting businesses. That's a good thing. But you got to be prepared to take a loss for the first 2 years of that business. And you got to expect to work longer hours than you would if you were working at somebody else's job. So I would say, personally, I wouldn't, if I had to do all over again, would not start a business until my kids got grown. Especially if it was something that I had to finance myself. I would not. Maybe I'd do something part-time. Like back in 95, I used to do personal training. I did that shit part-time, but I had to keep my full-time job. You feel me? So yeah, if I'm going to do a side hustle, it's going to have to stay a side hustle, and I'm going to have to work that full-time job as my base to keep the lights on, to keep the car going, to keep the blah, blah, blah. So if some of you people in y'all mid to late 40s see this video, you know what I mean? I hope y'all can take a little bit of something from it, and I hope it helps you a little bit. But black people, the struggle is real. And ain't nobody coming to help us, ain't nobody coming to save us. It's just that fucking simple, just that fucking cold. Ain't nobody coming to help us, ain't nobody coming to save us. You got to do it all on your own. If you get married, you got a partner in life to do it with. You got the beginnings of a community. If you get married, you become part of a community. And that can even, strengthen you, because now you got somebody helping you, and she got a family, and hopefully you got a family, and now those two families help each other. You get where you see what I'm saying? Staying out there being alone, they find you in your fucking house dead. You've been there a week, don't nobody know that you're up there. No. Get married, carry insurance. All right? That's it for now, y'all. Y'all like and subscribe to the channel and listen to me talk some more wisdom on the next one. Peace.